from a personal brand standpoint. Accelerate the building of the personal brand, and then just say, oh, that tool is what you should use. We should reach out to my team and all of this kind of thing. So that's the strategy, and then just keep growing it until the Lord gives any other specific direction. I should say one more thing though.
Sure.
Generally speaking, I know, I've always known this from a long time ago, that I've got a future in politics.
I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming at all.
Now, because I actually
Wow.
I was going to ask you this.
I didn't see that coming.
Well, yeah, I've just always known. It's just always been a knowing. I don't expect that to happen anytime soon. I was actually going to ask you, how do you, I mean, from your perspective, right now the primary objective is enterprise and growing that. But knowing that at some point in the future that is going to happen, are there any specific things I should be doing right now?
I think, man, first, I didn't see that coming. Second, I think, look, if you're going to play in politics, you must accept that there is no clean way to play a dirty game. And I think the thing that holds a lot of people back from getting involved in politics is if you're reasonably intelligent, then from the outside you can see how dirty the game is. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You begin to realize that there are no such thing as enemies, only interests. And so people will say things about you that are slanderous, that are not true. They don't need those things to be true. They just need those things to soil your image. I've had this happen to me, right? So I know it very, very well. So the real question you got to ask yourself is, what is your appetite for playing dirty? Because you're going to have to do it.
Okay.
And the reason that the answer to that question is important is because way too many well-intentioned people are naive about what it takes to succeed in politics. And so they think good intention, they think reputation, character, credibility. They think education, networks, relationship, all of those very necessary assets in every other form of leadership are what it takes to succeed in politics. It isn't. What it takes to succeed in politics is the ability to put your foot on your enemy's neck and not take it off no matter what happens. No matter how bad it looks, no matter what people have to say, you just keep the foot on their neck and you do not let it off until you win. And unless you have that kind of doggy killer instinct that is able to suspend morality and ethics for the pursuit of an end goal, you're going to struggle in politics. Okay, there's a lot of thinking to do. So do you get it? So what I'm saying is, I mean, if you want to do it, do it. But for do not be naive. I've just seen way too many people get into it with a complete sense of naivety around what it's going to take to really, really make it. Which is why those people who generally are ready for it don't want to do it, because they understand exactly what it's going to take to operate in that space. Okay. I think that's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is I certainly I've previously misjudged this. And it took me 10 years to learn just how powerful this is. And now that I've understood it, I'll go flat taps on it. People, and I must be careful how I phrase this, people don't believe what's true. They believe what's often said. So you and I work in the real world. In the real world, if you're doing a financial model, a number is a number is a number. You can extrapolate that number any way you want. You can change some of the variables and the assumptions. But the laws of mathematics hold. 1 + 1 will give you 2. You can't change those things. Absolutely. And so in the world we live in, the world of business, things often as they are presented are. A balance sheet is, especially if it's been audited, it's a series of facts about the state of a business. Sure. Right. This is not the way people work. It's not the way sentiment works. It's just not the way society works. Absolutely. So people's. I'll give you a simple example. In South Africa, you'd be hard pressed to find a white person that supported apartheid. But the apartheid government didn't vote for itself. Yeah. Somebody voted for it. Absolutely. Where are all these people? I'll tell you where they are. They're right in front of you. Their kids go to school with your kids. They are at the same gym that you go to. They are in the same society you're in. And they had no problem supporting a deeply unethical, immoral system of prejudice. So how then does it change? Well, what changed was the narrative and the messaging. And when it suited them to support a particular narrative and messaging, they did.
They did.
And when the narrative and messaging no longer suited them, they changed their minds. That's politics.
Interesting.
If you can adjust your mind to the fact that in politics, people don't actually hate you. I'm in a couple of political groups on WhatsApp, and I watched Keir Starmer, who just became the leader here, went from not being mentioned at all, on particularly the UK group I'm in, to all of a sudden being called all sorts of names. And I was like, but who did he offend? And then I realized he offended nobody. He just became the leader. And in politics, all you need to do to bring upon criticism is just put your hand up and say, I'm willing to do the job. And everybody will criticize you for it. So do not, whatever you do, if you want to get into politics, do not, whatever you do, underplay the power of propaganda. Propaganda is everything. It really is, as Joseph Goebbels said, it is the formation of the foundational layer of the ethics in society. If you understand that, you'll understand everything. People don't understand that the father of propaganda was also the father of PR. These are literally the same things.
Same thing.
And the only reason he changed the name from propaganda to PR was because propaganda became a bad name used by the Nazi government. And he said, well, I still want to have a way of relating with the government, with the public, so what am I going to call it? He called it public relations. So